Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on back to the weird side of the YouTube world building rabbit hole. First things first, I have to apologize for the delay on this video. It's just past the middle of winter here in New Zealand at the moment, and I ended up getting really sick for a week and then went back to work and ended up getting sick again. So needless to say, I didn't have a lot of motivation to crank out the drawing tablet. However, I can assure you I was still knee-deep in the beasts and creatures within my delirious fever dreams, and as such, as soon as I had even an ounce of energy, I jumped back into the design process. As per the requests on the previous poll, we're going to be taking a look at a few more creatures from my world in this video, and investigating how environmental and behavioral factors contributed to their design as well as their role within their various ecologies. The first creature we are saddling up is the big and beautiful bovine known as bream. This is the singular and collective noun for these creatures, used in the same vein as we say sheep. The bream take inspiration from the real-world American bison, rhinoceros, and pangolin, and as such, it combines many of the characteristics and behaviors of its real-world counterparts. The first thing most people notice about bream is their stature. They tower over most of the other animals within the plain ecology and weigh approximately 1,300 kilograms or 3,000 pounds for all you American homies. They also possess thick armored plating that is primarily evident on their heads, back, and a little bit on their flanks. They use this to protect against predators as well as in rutting rituals during mating season. Similar to bison and rhinoceros, bream are primarily herbivorous, and they gorge themselves on the tall grasses and weeds of the plains to the south of the megacity, Basque. In drier months, however, their pangolin tongues are also well adapted at slurping up ant and termite-like insects. They have a complex digestive system which allows them to reprocess the sugars and cellulose within the plants they eat, as well as pocket the protein they derive from the insects they happen upon. They are pack animals and are known to stampede across the plains in vast herds of up to 3,000 to 4,000. Their mating rituals include horn clashes, dust rutting, stomping, and loud groaning. Their young are born almost fully developed, and they are directly parented for about 6 to 7 months before they assimilate into the larger herd. In terms of their function within the plain ecology, they are ostensibly natural terraformers. They carve out paths and trails and toil the soil with their heavy hooves. They also catch and carry pollen and seeds across immense distances in their shaggy coats. Bream were some of the first animals ever domesticated by the humans of Basque when it was still a primitive agrarian settlement. They were cultivated for their milk, hide, wool, and meat, as well as for their endurance as beasts of burden. Over time, undesirable traits like their aggression and anxiety were bred out of them, and they are now mostly accustomed to humans. Given their armor, immense stature, and intimidating numbers, bream possess very few natural predators, except for our next little friend, the slippery and sly kivi. This dope little mofo derived inspiration from the real-world Sumatran tiger and Komodo dragon. It possesses a robust and muscular build like that of a tiger, but its stature is compact and low to the ground, which makes it a perfect predator for the bream, as it avoids most of their armor plating and horns while focusing on their unprotected underbelly. Its coloration and stripes give it a natural camouflage among the tall dry grass, and its short build makes it an incredibly stealthy ambush predator. Its bite is septic and causes immediate infection that slowly incapacitates its prey over the course of about 3 days. Kivi are known to lay in wait for a bream to come within their territory before snapping up and tearing at their underside and darting back away to avoid being trampled. If successful in their attack, they will stalk their prey and wait until the grips of fever completely disorient and weaken them. Kivi are solitary and incredibly territorial animals, and they use their specialized scent glands to mark their range, which they patrol daily. I had the idea that it also has frills that extend from its neck like the Dilophosaurus. I was thinking it could use it in threat displays and in mating rituals, but every time I drew it, it ended up looking a little bit clunky. So I just figured that it was something that could like spring out, and in this particular image, it's in a resting or relaxing position, so you don't see them, but they do have this. They are also opportunists and scavengers, and their digestive system is unique in the way that it can break down and extract nutrients from every part of the animal it eats, such as its bones, cartilage, and tough hide. The kivi are also about 16 feet long from snout to tail, and at the shoulder stands about 4 foot from the ground. Their muscular hind legs allow for enormous bursts of speed or impressive range when pouncing, but they are not known for their stamina or endurance, as they prefer quick and effective strikes before slinking back into the safety of the grasses. I also have to shout out the homies Mucus Man 7511, great name by the way, and Yamata Nurochi 6203 for their contributions to the kivi, as they gave me some useful ideas that I was very happy to receive. So, cheers dudes. If you have any ideas for cool or crazy creatures that you think would fit in the world, please let me know, because we do need to populate this son of a bitch with some beasts, yo. The final creature on this lineup is a little bit different. I wanted to display the interconnectedness and relationships between the entities and races I've created upon the ecologies and environment that they affect. And with this, we meet the fierce sanguivore, or more commonly known as a blood tunneler. These terrifying creatures are the result of insidium pollution in the caverns of Zalus. Once small and harmless moles, the blood tunnelers were exposed to the runoff from the nearby Sanguitian insidium experiments. Not unlike the unexpected results of experimentation with insidium, the surrounding environment also began to distort and mutate from this perversion of the natural order. The blood tunneler is just one of the many examples of how the unnatural manipulation of magical elements can lead to disastrous consequences, and I will have many more of these harrowing mutations in future. The blood tunnelers are completely blind and rely on the specialized and incredibly powerful sense tendrils on their heads, which actually combine their sense of smell and hearing into one supersense called echoosmia, which combines the Latin roots echo and osmi, meaning sound and smell respectively. Their heads are ostensibly one giant nose-ear that is capable of detecting scents and sounds through kilometers of thick mineral-rich rock, and their enormous claws are able to burrow and burst through terrain at an astonishing rate. They are bloodthirsty, vicious, and almost impossible to kill, by nature of the fact that they have such an innate understanding of the environment they inhabit. Think guerrilla trench warfare on super-smelling, super-hearing steroids. Not much else is known about these creatures other than the fact that they instill fear into even the most seasoned Sanguitian warrior. One myth tells of the abomination Kruor the Caged, facing off against merely an adolescent blood tunneler, and even he, in his supposedly unmatched brutality, was left broken and bloodied. Others say that Kruor and the blood tunnelers are one and the same, unfortunate, pitiful abominations, cursed by the actions of powerful tyrants. In any case, I kind of like leaving the majority of their behaviors and attributes unknown, because I think it adds to the mystery and potential terror that these creatures can instill. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for sticking around, and thank you again for your patience in regards to how long this took to release. I'm hoping that I've had my last big bout of sickness for the year, so we will hopefully keep a little bit more up to date with the releases in future. Thanks to all the new viewers and subscribers, and as always, if you would like to contribute any concepts for cool creatures, races, or just ideas in general, please leave them in the comments. I really do enjoy reading them, and you never know, you might get a shout out. Also, as a final note, I do have the next 2 videos planned already, so I will be postponing the next poll until a little bit later, but never fear, you will still get your opportunity to vote on what you want to see, I promise. For the next 2 videos, I have been wanting to really tackle the Carrion Sinew King, both his false and sincere embodiments. More on that little tidbit later. It's something that's just been in the pipeline for so long, and I've been thinking about it, and I've done like literally 50 different concept sketches in my pads when I'm at work. And I also really want to do some more crafting. I know that video didn't seem to do as well, but it's something that I really enjoy, and at the end of the day, it is my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna hopefully, keep doing some of that. I have a plan to craft a new high-tech sci-fi weapon that's like a modified manufacturing tool used in the Basque mech warehouses. So if any of this sounds cool or interesting to you, then stick around, and if it doesn't, then stick around anyway, because we will more than likely stumble on something you'll find entertaining or fun. So yeah, thanks again, and I will see you in the next, hopefully sooner, installment.